Hi guys, welcome back to Delusional Diaries Podcast. I'm Hallie.
And I'm Jazz.
And new location unlocked.
Literally.
Sorry, Oslo. Seriously.
It's okay, Mr. Beef. Get
Instead
over
of Fitz and Frank jumping all over the couch, now it's Finley and Oslo. And they're objectively worse. Jazz and I have been on our travel shit.
No, we literally have not seen each other in like so long.
Yeah, we saw each other for like actually 30 minutes the other day, but besides that, we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job of like saving our stories for the podcast because I know like a little bit of what happened on your cruise, but I don't know the full like shebang.
Yeah, like we like talked every day, but we don't like debrief the same extent, I feel like, when we're in different places.
But no, I like that because I like to hear the stories for the first time on the podcast. I saw you had like a bunch of shit written down.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear. I have one that just absolutely sent me is at the bottom. It just says God.
Okay, like, yeah, what? Guys. We haven't like sat down because we batch recorded, I feel like, before. Didn't we batch record? Oh, no, because last episode we released was with Hallie.
We recorded like 2, but yeah, then the Hallie one. So we haven't recorded in like probably 3 weeks, like probably a long time.
We've had a lot of. There's so many.
She's come to a spiritual awakening. Apparently,
I have. I'll chat about it, but I guess we'll just like start. This is a recap episode. We're actually recording 2 episodes today, and then one's like answering all your influencer related questions we asked on Instagram for. The way that I was high as fuck last night and started writing my wedding vows, I opened up my notes app and it says vows because I saw something online and I was like stoned and I was like, this makes sense, and I started writing it down and I don't even know what I wrote. I didn't even open it just now. I was just like, oh, that's a lot.
Oh my god.
Not doing public vows, but you get the vibe.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, I'm a voyager. I went on a cruise. A little backstory because like I guess there's new listeners every once in a while. 3rd cruise, first year of friendship. Me, Carly, Hallie, Elizabeth, and Hannah go on a cruise. Our friends. 2nd year, me, Carly, Elizabeth, Hannah, no Hallie, and Kevin. Last year, Kevin came last minute. It was the whole thing. And then this year, me, Kevin, and then Elizabeth and her boyfriend also went.
So it just kept getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it's literally like from high school. We used to do a first day picture every single year in my friend Lauren's bathroom at her house, and I have like a pic collage of like freshman year to senior year. Senior year, 2 people. Freshman year, 7.
Yeah.
Just barely trying to find a way to fit everyone in the mirror, and then it was just like downhill.
Yeah.
But whatever. We had a great cruise though. We started in Greece, and then we went to like Croatia, Montenegro. If you guys are familiar with me, you know I'm not very good at geography. Couldn't tell you shit about shit.
It's all around the Mediterranean, I believe.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's an Alaska thing. I was discovering this. I was out here the Hamptons area this whole week, and my friend Michael, who's also from Alaska, we're driving back. We're both so geographically challenged.
Like you have no idea where you are on a map.
I made the comment about how like I didn't know we lived on an island, and he's like, I found this out recently.
That makes sense.
Like we both didn't know this, and we were like trying to explain where we were, like when we were driving to his boyfriend Michael, and we were both like just lost. Like we both are like so fucked up about shit, and like I think it's just like when you're from Alaska, you just don't know other things. Granted, most people from Alaska know more than we do, but I felt so validated being with him yesterday because we were just fucking stupid in that sense. But he's smart as fuck. Like Michael's on the podcast, he's smart. Like,
but Michael's like traveled the world. You're telling me he's the same where he like couldn't point where you are on the map?
No,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
because his boyfriend's a pilot, so they like go everywhere all the time.
So
that's crazy. So funny.
Anyways, there's a point to this. Go on the cruise. Great time. Greece, all those places. And it was just like gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. I have no complaint. It was a vacation, not a trip. I think there's a difference between a vacation and a trip. A vacation to me is just like relaxing in a different place and like appreciating where you are. A trip is like you're booked and busy and you have like activities to do on said trip. And normally I'm a trip girl, but I've been a little busy recently.
Yeah.
Honestly, since getting engaged, my life has been very packed back to back with all good things, but I've just been like tired.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to having an actual vacation. Granted, I worked the entire time I was there. I was up till 5 a.m. because of the time change, but it was like, it's influencer work, which I know you guys think is less than. So
it's real work. It's just obviously it's not harder than being a surgeon. Like you can calm down with that.
But like, I was busy. If you follow me, you know that I posted an ad every day on the trip, and I was also recording ads while I was there. So I was just.
She's like posting Lipton green tea while in Croatia.
No, literally, and I'm posting it like 4 a.m, like the time of where I'm at because of the whole thing, and I was just tired because I got up and tried to do activities afterwards, and eventually I was just like, Kevin, I'm tired, and we just appreciated being in the sun in a new place and eating and regular stuff. Had a great time. Cruise. We went to, there's a one restaurant I love. It's called Gun Bay. It's a Korean barbecue place in the ship.
This is the one restaurant that I didn't go to when we were on the
Which
cruise.
is so crazy because I didn't know it existed the first time. It was on the opposite side of the ship.
Yeah. I also think I would probably hear the word Korean barbecue and I didn't know what it meant at the time. And I was like, oh, that's something I can't eat. But I actually fuck with Korean barbecue.
Yeah, we went with, for Michael's birthday. Yeah.
You like can pick whatever you want and cook your own shit.
Yeah, it was so fun though. My favorite restaurant on the ship.
Okay.
And you get sat with random people. And so it's me and Kevin. We get sat with 3 other couples, and the 3 other couples are all on a cruise together. They're probably like, I don't know, like late 40s, maybe early 50s. I'm not really sure. I'm bad at judging age ranges. I feel like
I don't know how old anybody is.
Yeah, but they're all having the time of their life. They're so fun. They're so funny. Like me and Kevin are having a blast with them. Like it makes me look forward to getting older.
Okay.
I can't explain, but it was so comforting for me. And they were just like so cool. And one of the women followed me on Instagram afterwards. She comments on all my pictures now. Like, I feel so connected to her. Like I followed her back. I'm like, my queen. Like I love her. So it's just like nice talking to like older people and like hearing about like their lives and like their trajectory and like that kind of stuff is like fun and interesting to me. So it was like an adult vacation.
Oh, okay.
I always feel like more mature when I'm around like much older people. Like I can like not hold a conversation, but like when like you actually are genuine, like getting to know what's happening. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it's also the cruise is 18 up, right?
Yeah, so it's an adults only cruise.
Yeah, and so that's nice. I feel like the majority of people on that cruise are definitely 30 plus, but which is good.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic way to vacation.
Yeah.
Cruising is great for many reasons, but here's my top 5. You wake up in a new place. Personally, like, I've traveled to, like Europe prior, like train, dragging shit. Not fun experience.
No.
Cruising, you party all night long, you sleep, you wake up, new destination. Fantastic. So much food on board, all inclusive. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and the cruise food on this ship, so good. 3, no, it is. It's fantastic. Like they're actual restaurants. Like if you've had other cruise food.
Yeah, the restaurants actually were pretty good.
Yeah. Not in the cafeteria, but like
the
restaurant,
cafeteria I don't fuck with.
But like having a cafeteria available to you at 2 a.m, I'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
Casino, so much fun. There's shows on board. There's games, like there's activities. There's really dodgeball every day. Like cruising is the way to travel. And like you wake up every day, you can go off, do your activity, which is coordinated through them. You come back and your room's clean and you can go to dinner. Then you sail to your next place. I love it. I was born to be a cruiser.
You are.
I'm also losing my voice if you can't tell.
Yeah, your voice, I was noticing that.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not bad. It was just, it's slightly like sounds a little different.
Yeah, I've had a
Do you have a cold?
No, I just had a week.
Okay.
Also, I've been not going nonstop for the past 3 weeks, and I'm definitely getting a little sick. It's catching up to me, but I've been checking my emergency.
Yeah.
Trying to make it happen. I've been spraying like this new, like I think it's like, what's that? Beekeeper's Nature. It's like yellow.
I don't know.
There's some brand, I don't know, but like there's like immunity spray, and I've been using that. I've gotten PR forever ago. I've been whatever I can find in my medicine cabinet. Trust me, I've been trying to improve this immune system.
It's all like placebo, and I'm convincing myself, I'm like, this is working. Like,
yeah. I mean, like, I feel like if I wasn't taking these things, I would be worse.
It probably helped. No, I mean, vitamins can't hurt. But I used to genuinely believe when I would get sick, I would go to Pressed Juicery. And I literally, instead of like, I'd have a full sinus infection instead of getting a fucking Z-Pack, I'm like going to Pressed Juicery and I'm getting an elderberry shot, which has immunity. And I'm like, this is fixing me. And I swore that worked. It never did.
Well, I'm trying to like get more in tune with like, I think it's just like I'm getting older and trying to be like get ahead of things. I don't know. I'm trying to like I'm taking like more gut health things. I'm like, I got a pill like
organizer.
Yes, I got a pill organizer. I've been like put my vitamins in there. I'm just trying to like be good about things. I don't know. Trying to create better habits.
Maybe just start with like drinking water.
I have actually been. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I really have. And like less, I've been
That's good.
doing less Mio. I've been like, and I've been drinking less Diet Coke. I don't know. Like, I don't know who I am.
Yeah. I don't think it matters if there's Mio in it as long as you're getting the water in. It's just like when you don't sip it at all.
I know, but I would have like none. And now I'm just variations of things. Like I'm having tea, I'm having coffee. I'm just exploring life. I don't know. Like I'm going to
She's in her beverage era.
I'm in my just eras of eras. Speaking of, wait, this comes out. Yes, I can post this. I'm going to Eras again.
That's so exciting.
I'm so excited. I'm going with Expedia to Liverpool to see her, and I'm just like so excited. I literally cannot wait, but I'm not going to take a bunch of time talking about it. I'll keep that for when I get back. Also, I was going to say on the cruise with the old people, they're like literally, they took edibles on the ship. I'm like, can I have one?
Can you bring those?
Like I don't know how they have them there. They're all high as fuck at dinner. And I'm like, I don't have it. I didn't bring anything with me. I'm like, is it weird if I ask? I didn't ask, but I was like jealous. But they're telling me stories about how like they went to get couples massages and like they were like low key kind of happy ending massages.
Oh,
like they weren't.
Like we're on the cruise.
No.
Oh.
Like in their hometown, like they're just like we're just getting to know these people. We're there for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Anyways, they were fun. We had a good time, and that was the entire cruise. I'm trying to think of like what other updates I have.
Where was your favorite place you went in on the cruise?
Everywhere was like just gorgeous, stunning, amazing. I really enjoyed our day in Dubrovnik.
Okay.
It's laid by the beach.
Gotcha.
Had some Hugo Spritzes, my favorite drink of the summer, drink of all time actually. Just relaxed. It was just like so pretty, and I just enjoy spending time with Kevin.
Yeah, love that.
And my only other update is, it's not that crazy of an update. It's our anniversary this week. Me and Kevin's like dating actually.
Oh, your first?
Yeah.
You had already passed, right?
Yeah, it was this week. I was gone, but Kevin made me dinner. I came home and there was a note that said check the fridge, and there was my chicken and white sauce was in the fridge, and like flowers and stuff.
That's nice.
So that was really sweet. But like, it's like kind of irrelevant because we're like engaged.
Yeah,
you know.
And I feel like you guys were also like, I don't know. I take almost like anniversaries like from the first time you guys like. Yours isn't the first time you hung out because
we had
you didn't talk for after a while, but then like after that, I feel like you guys were like inseparable. So it's like the dating in my mind is like
I'm just like every day with him is like an anniversary, like not like in a corny way, but like I feel like every night's date night, like every day is just like
yeah,
like why would like everything we do is like a celebration.
Yeah,
and we always have a lot going on, but good things. And then got a wedding planner. That's my other update. So excited.
Yeah.
My schedule is getting more and more packed, and I don't want to like be stressed and have a bad wedding. And
I just think also you who's never planned an event for 200 people, planning an event for 200 people sounds like that's just a recipe for disaster.
For sure. And it's like I could take the time to learn things, or I could just hire an expert. Yeah, and I've chosen like she's the expert.
Yeah. No, if you're doing like a small wedding, like it makes sense to just like coordinate that yourself because it's a little bit easier. But
yeah.
I cannot imagine trying to coordinate with like 200 people and like get everybody's food and all of that. Oh my God, there's so much that goes into it.
Well, the thing is also I was nervous to get a wedding planner because I like don't like most people.
Yeah.
And I don't vibe with most people, but like within 2 minutes of talking to her, I was like, I love her, and she just gets me. So I was immediately like so comfortable. I was like, this is the right choice.
Yeah. You're also a little bit of like a control freak, I feel.
Not a little.
You are.
I can fully admit I have a hard time delegating. I have a hard time not being extremely in the know.
Yeah.
I don't do well with not being in very much so control.
Yeah. So I feel like that's good that you're letting go of that.
But the thing is, I fully like feel so like I'm a vibe person to my core. Like there's no way to describe anything else besides I'm a vibe person. That's just how it is. And I immediately knew I was like, I feel no stress, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, it's like
just
when you trust somebody.
I can say yes or no, and that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be that involved.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
That's good.
Also, I realized that my new thing is when I drink, like it's not like, you know how you go to the bathroom, like you go in the girls' bathroom and like you follow random girls on Instagram. Mm-hmm. My new thing is like inviting people to the wedding.
That does not surprise me at all.
I'm like, oh, we're just vibing so great. Like I don't want it to stop. I'm like, you need to come to the wedding.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 700 people by the end.
No, legit. Like literally this week I was with some brands in Montauk, and like I kept seeing people I only really see at events, but like I spent like the groups I was with this week were smaller groups, so I got to like know people like deeper and just like really vibed. And
yeah.
And I don't like most people, so when I like someone, whether I'm drinking or not, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the wedding to me, it's a celebration, it's a party, it's a good time, and I want people who are going to bring a good vibe that like make me feel like good. I'm like, there's no timeline to knowing someone to having them like bring good vibes.
No, for sure.
So I'm really excited.
It's like by the end, like when you're like cutting it close to the wedding and like somebody's dropped out, like somebody's literally gonna be like, I like your outfit, and you're gonna be like, you're in.
Literally. Like, because the thing is, the wedding, like there's minimums you have to pay for, like of people at certain venues. You have to like require you to like commit to a minimum of people you'll have there. So you pay for that minimum whether people are there or not. So I'm like, if I'm paying for this minimum, I will be at the minimum.
I can't believe I didn't know it was like a thing. We touched on this slightly, but I've seen like videos about it that like people like they're like expect people to drop out a week before, and I was like shocked because that just seems like a pretty big commitment. Unless like literally you're dying, like why would you not come?
Yeah, I don't get that. but I also feel like it'll be easier here because like it's not like far out of the, no one has to like, no one really has to travel.
No, like it's like a drive.
Like outside of my family, no one has to really travel.
Yeah.
Like a few of my friends, but overall not. I guess I'll explain the God thing.
Okay.
Right now. That'd be like, so I've talked about religion on here before, like a little bit, like my experience with that. My grandpa's a pastor. I grew up like pretty religious. And then I was like, no, not for me. And I was like kind of over it. And I feel like I finally had a different understanding. I'm not telling everyone to be religious. Like, let's just clear that up real quick. But I had a different understanding of why people like turn to God or like turn to religion. And my grandpa, I've mentioned on here before, like we're very, very close and he's sick and it's been like really stressful for me. And it like, got better. And then I was on vacation. My mom called me that like when I got back from vacation. And she like didn't want to ruin my trip, and she told me that my grandpa was like really sick.
Okay, sorry.
It's totally fine.
You got back from your trip?
It actually stopped my tears, so it worked out. And
stop.
My grandpa's sick. It's been tough. And like there's like nothing I can do when like I don't do good, not being in control, as we just talked about. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what else is there to do besides like but I feel like when like, you have literally no other option to like fix like what's like literally ruining your life, what else is there to do besides like be hopeful and like turn to like a higher power? It's like I have a different, I guess, appreciation or understanding of like why people turn towards like religion, because like when like there's nothing else you could do, like the only thing you could possibly do is like possibly be helpful in like some sense. So it's given me a different understanding or appreciation and has made me be more curious about exploring I don't like to say religion because like religion is like a whole thing to me, but I guess like with God again, because like having a relationship with like God and like having like a belief and like understanding of like being hopeful towards something is different to me than like being full on religious to where like you're fully like into a religion vibe.
Yeah, I think you can believe in like a higher power and turn to that without being like, I'm going to follow the Bible. Like,
yeah. So like, I don't know. That's just been like a thing I've been dealing with in my brain. But anyways, that's what that note was. That was my other update. And then also I picked up my kids' names.
You obviously can't say them, but you've told, they're the ones you told me, right?
Yeah. So, and I actually, here's the
funniest thing.
So first of all, I picked up my kids' names because we went to Greece and I could not sleep because of the time change. So I decided I'm going to pick up my kids' names. And I spent 3 hours picking out names. And then I was able to peacefully sleep after that. So I texted Hallie. I was like, I figured out my kids' names. I'm so excited to tell her. I typed them out to her. She's not really giving me like much of a reaction to some of them. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, well, let me just like give you the example. Like, let's say the name was Luna.
Yeah.
She texted, instead of texting Luna, she like autocorrected and texted Lure, like Lure. And I was like,
fish bar? These aren't even
these
the names.
are fake names.
It's just a funny joke. Sorry.
And I was just like, oh, Lure. Like, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. Like, and if you're in your Nara Smith era and you want to name your kid Lure, I'm not gonna hate. So I'm like, oh, love that for you. Like, okay.
And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay, look what I scroll up. I'm like, oh, it autocorrected. Like, that is not the name. I'm like, I meant blank. And she's like, oh, okay, I wasn't gonna yuck your yum, but like that was fucking weird.
I was like, that's a pretty bad name. Like, I can't imagine calling your kid that. But the names you sent were cute. I see that for you.
Yeah, I want to have a kid so bad.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know.
You can't see me having a kid?
No, I fully can. I just like, I don't know. One, you're a teenager in my head, so I'm like, oh my God, like you're gonna keep the pregnancy, like whatever. But two, I just like, kids are just so much. Like, I was around Reed's nephew and like he's so cute. He's a great baby. I was just like, I do not want one of these in my life for a really long time.
Yeah. Hold on, sorry.
You're fine. Sitting on you.
Good, we're vibing. But yeah. Anyways, those are my updates. But you were scared to like, not scared, but you were nervous.
Yeah.
To go to see Reed's family.
Yeah, obviously I went to Wisconsin and I was like a little bit nervous. It was my first time meeting Reed's family. It was my first time meeting Reed's family. And so I was definitely a little like, I don't know. I'd never met anybody's family before. And then on top of that, it was like the whole breakup thing. So I was like, maybe what if they hate me? Like, I don't know. But like once I got there, he'd always told me like, because he's met my parents a bunch of times and he's like, my parents are just like your parents. Like, they're so chill. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they're cool. Like, whatever. And like the second I got there, that vibe was like very apparent. Like, they're like the least judgmental, just like whatever, like super cool people. So it was like right off the bat, it was like super, I felt like really comfortable. And then we were there for a full week because, so basically, I can't. So we were always going to drive, and we decided to drive because the dogs, I've never flown with them. I'm scared to fly with them. And we were going to, I've said this before, so I'm going to like make this brief, but we were going from Wisconsin to then Michigan. So it didn't really make sense to do like so many different flights. And then we'd also like have to rent a car when we were in Michigan and stuff. So it just made more sense to drive, even though like the drive obviously sucks. And we wanted to bring a bunch of stuff back. So like you can't really do that on a plane. So I wanted to go thrifting and all of that. So we decided to drive, and we were going to drive because Reed has to work. Obviously we were going to drive on a day he didn't have to work. So we were going to drive on Memorial Day Monday, and I wake up, we had gone out all day on Saturday, like till like 2 a.m. Like we're so hungover, like whatever. We wake up Sunday morning though. I'm like feeling okay. And I was like, it makes me nervous to drive fully 16 hours tomorrow because I feel like we're going to end up getting tired and we're going to want to stop. And then he has to work on Tuesday. So then I'm like, what if he has to work all day on Tuesday at like a fucking hotel room? We just have to like sit in Ohio. Like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, let's just drive today. It was Sunday. I was like, let's just drive, like get like past the city, like 5, 6, 7 hours out at least. So the drive's more manageable on Monday. And he's like, that is a fantastic idea. Like, let's do it. So I'm like, amazing. But I'm like, I have Pilates booked at like noon. Like we could just leave later. Like it doesn't fucking matter because like we're only driving a couple of hours. So we like dilly dally the fuck around. Like we hadn't even packed anything. We're like packing in the morning. We don't end up leaving till like 2:33 p.m. like pretty late in the day if you're going to be driving 16 fucking hours. And so then Reed's like, we're like 3 or 4 hours into the drive, and I'm like, maybe let's stop in like 2 hours. Like here's a town. He's like, I think I can do it. I'm like, you want to drive the whole way? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, that was like, if we were going to drive the whole day, we should have just left tomorrow, and we shouldn't have like left at 3 p.m. like Jesus. But I'm like, I really can't complain because if I'm just sitting in the car sleeping, like I can't sit there and be like, no, we have to get a hotel. Like, I'm like, all right, if you want to do it, like whatever. So we did. But then it was like 2 a.m. and I could tell he was so tired, and I felt so bad. But also he brought that upon himself, so that's what you get. But he was like, okay, I'm just gonna like rest my eyes for like 30 minutes. And I went into a bath because we were at like a rest stop, and I go into this bathroom at this rest stop, and like every single stall, I don't know if this is just like a precautionary thing or if this is like maybe a common thing that happens in these areas at rest stops, I'm not sure, but like everything in the bathroom had like sex trafficking warning. Like if you're being trafficked,
that's at like most rest stops.
Is it?
It's a very big thing. Same with, it's in like every airport bathroom also.
Yeah. So it was just like sketching me out, and I'm like, I really don't want to, I don't want to sit in this parking lot. Like, I don't know. It's just like weirding me out. So I'm like, I'll drive for like an hour. So I drive for an hour, and in the literal 1 hour,
I'm being fully, we're like, oh, I don't need to be comfortable as long as the dog's comfortable. That's how I'm giving that so heavy right now. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like I am not to a T. Go ahead.
No, I know, because he won't shut the fuck up.
I adjusted my full fucking headphones so like it would be okay for him.
I cannot.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's such a little shit.
The rest stop bathroom.
Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't want to sit in the rest stop, so I just decided to drive for like an hour. I was like, okay, he's driven like most of the way. I could drive an hour. So it's like 2 a.m. though, and I didn't want to be driving at 2 a.m., but I was like, whatever. And of course, I felt so fucking bad. I ran over a raccoon, and I've never in my life even ran over a squirrel. Like, I have never ran over an animal. And this raccoon, I could see it. It was like running for its life in front of the car, and I just go, and like Rita just closed his eyes to sleep. And then he's like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, I start immediately crying. I'm like, oh my God, like I killed a raccoon. So then he continues to drive, and then he drove the rest of the way there. And then we got there, and we were like delusionally fucking tired. And I was like, this is also the worst way to meet your parents for the first time. Like, I literally looked like, I made that TikTok vlog if you saw it, and somebody commented and it sent me, they were like, your hair at the beginning of this vlog to the end is actually so insane. And it was. Anyway though, we made it to Wisconsin, and we were there for a really long time because we got there on like Monday morning. So then we were there from Monday to Sunday. So we were there for like basically a full week. And I had a really good time. It was just very like chill, cute. He lives in La Crosse, if you know the area. It's like a college town, and like the going out scene there is very fun. There's like so many fucking bars. And it was like funny to like see all the places, obviously, that you hear stories about.
Yeah,
and then
it's
like
crazy to like put together the pieces like what you've been told like in reality, like in person.
Yeah, like we went to the bar that Reed worked at, and I'm like, I like seriously cannot picture him working here. It's like just funny. I don't know. But that was fun. One night that we were there, it was like, Reed's like, this restaurant is amazing. He's like hyping it up so fucking much. He's like, it's so beautiful. It's in this like castle, and it literally looked like a museum in France. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it looked like a museum you'd go to in Paris. It was like a Victorian looking castle, like sick place, like location and everything. And he'd been there like a bunch of times before. And so we go, and I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant or anything because I'm absolutely not trying to shit on them. But like, this was just such a bizarre experience to me, and I seriously am still like thinking about it. It's literally been my Roman Empire. It's so stupid, but whatever. So I am like, they hand us like a cocktail menu. Anyway, so they hand us like a cocktail menu when we sit down at this restaurant. And typically like a cocktail menu is like the signature drinks they have and stuff, but like they have a full bar at this restaurant. There's like a bar downstairs too and stuff. So I'm assuming they can make like basic drinks, like, right? Like a cocktail menu is usually not going to have like margarita because they have like some version, but you can ask for a margarita and you can get a margarita typically. So I am like, they have a drink that has Aperol in it, like one of their signature cocktails. They have Prosecco on the menu. So I'm like, oh, could I get an Aperol spritz? That's like, and I get if you don't have it or like whatever, but that's like a very basic drink, I would assume. So the girl's kind of like being very weird about the Aperol spritz. And I'm like, okay, like, she's like, I guess I can ask the bartender if he could make it. And I was like, yeah, if you could, that'd be great. Like, if you can, that'd be amazing. She's like, okay. She like goes to the back, then comes back out, and she's bringing because I wasn't the only person who ordered drinks. So she's bringing everybody drinks. And she like sets in front of me a champagne flute with like just champagne in it. And I was like, oh, that's a little bit weird to like not say, hey, we can't make an Aperol spritz. Actually, do you want something else? And just like bring me like Prosecco without the Aperol or whatever. So I was like, that's a little bit odd. So then I was like, oh, okay. And then I kind of like looked at Reed and I was like, that's not an Aperol spritz. So then he's like, do you have Aperol? Like, can you just put some Aperol in there? She's like, we can't, unfortunately. And then Reed's like, but why? You have Aperol on your menu. Like, it's literally in this cocktail. And then Reed's dad's like, we're just a whole thing. And I'm like, it doesn't need to be like this over an Aperol spritz. Like, I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And then Reed's dad's like, what is in an Aperol spritz? I'm like, Prosecco and Aperol. And then Reed's dad looks at her and he's like, can we get an Aperol Prosecco, please? And I'm like, oh my God. So then she like goes back again and asks, and then she's like, we're out of Aperol. And I'm like, okay, you could have just said that from the start. This all would have been over with. So I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Like, can I get a skinny margarita? And she's literally looking at me like, bitch, that's not on the menu. Like, no. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get a glass of white wine because I literally didn't know what the fuck to order. So I'm just like, whatever, give me wine. And that's like not because we were going out after. I was like, that's not typically how I would start my night out, is like a glass of wine, but like whatever, it's so fine. But then as she's like going and getting the wine, Reed's like, that's so fucking weird. She'd just bring you champagne and not ask, like, do you want Aperol? And he takes a sip of it and he's like, that is apple juice. And I was like, what? There's no way. And I'm literally like, I take a sip of it and I'm like, oh my God, it's like the apple juice that you give
Martinelli's.
Or is that
Martinelli's?
Ours is called like Welch's. It's like Welch's like sparkling cider. Or
yeah,
whatever.
but Martinelli's is the main brand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like that like non-alcoholic like sparkling like apple juice that you give to kids.
Cider.
Yeah. And I'm not kidding. Like Reed's nephew, he's one, is drinking it out of this champagne flute because we're all like, what the fuck? Like, he can have it. It's not alcoholic. And then like she comes back over and Reed's like, what was that? And she's like, sparkling cider. And Reed's like, is there alcohol in it? She's like, no. And I'm like, that is the most bizarre substitute in the world to not ask somebody and just, instead of bringing Aperol spritz, bring sparkling non-alcoholic cider and be like, yep, that's what you wanted. Like,
yeah, not acknowledging it is definitely weird.
It was just, yeah, if she had said like, I don't even know, like, we have this instead that tastes similar, whatever, but like just bringing that was wild. But we still had a fun time, and it was a fun, like, it was super pretty restaurant. But anyway, then yeah, we went to Michigan after being in Wisconsin for a week, and then we were only in Michigan for a really short amount of time. We got there like Sunday night, and then we were literally just there Monday and Tuesday, and then we left early on Wednesday morning. So that was like, I wish we were there longer. I don't know why, because also like it's a super cute town. It's like somewhere you would go on a vacation, so I should have like planned that a little bit better, and like I don't even know, whatever. But we had fun there, and I've never been, like, it's called Saugatuck, Michigan. It's like a little cute beach town, I don't know, on the lake. And I've obviously gone like literally every single year since I was born with my family. I've been there every summer, but I've never been to a bar there because like I was with my family. Like, yeah. I'm not going to a bar. So obviously like Reed's there. So he's like, oh, let's go to this bar. So I'm like, okay, like fun. So it's like a Monday night and we go to this bar. It's called the Sandbar or something. I don't even know. And it's just in the downtown. We're literally staying like a block away from it. And it's very divey. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I'm into a dive bar, but this was like a dive bar. They have pool. So I'm like, okay, so we're just playing pool. Like, nobody's in there. It's Monday night. This man walks in and he is literally like, brings his own pool stick, like that you screw together. Like, he is serious as fuck. He is wearing an eye.
I hope to be like that one day.
No, he was cool as fuck.
Like, I actually strive for that.
I'm not shitting on this guy. I want to make that clear. Like, this guy was cool, but he was just so funny. He like walks in. He's like probably like 70 something. He's wearing an eye patch. Like I don't know if it was medically necessary or if it was just the vibe. Either way, he was slaying it. And he's like calling himself a pirate. And I'm like, okay, you're from Allegan County, which is like clearly like not, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so, but he's a vibe. And he's like playing us. He is like doing all these trick shots. He's being crazy, like whatever. And he was really fucking cool. And we had a fun time playing with him. But then these 3 girls walk in and they are, I don't even know the word, sloshed is like not even the correct term. Like, they are beyond like, no one's there, okay? And like, I'm not judging because I've been there. I'm not one to judge somebody for like being drunk or like whatever, because I probably looked like that, like 100%. So this is not, again, me shitting on them at all. But it's just funny. I was dead sober because I was having this acid reflux problem that I'll get into. So I wasn't drinking anything. So obviously I'm just like watching all of this go down. And like these girls run in and they're like probably like 20 something. They're like super cute and like whatever. But they're like, this one girl is so hammered and she's like walks up to the pirate guy and she's like, I want to play. And she grabs his stick and yanks it out of his hand. And like, this man's serious about his fucking stick. Like, he brought that shit. Like, he's not fucking with it. He's like, no. And like yanks it back. And she's like, yes. And she like yanks it back in. I'm not kidding. They're in a tug of war over this stick until he yanks it so hard that she goes like flying back and she like stumbles into this table. And then she just keeps stumbling into the table. And I'm like, oh my God, this poor girl, like, she needs some water and a cold shower, like Jesus. And I hear her friends go, come here, let's take a shot. And I'm like, oh, please don't give her a shot.
Me as fuck, honestly.
No, it's so real. It's so fucking real. But then this girl keeps coming over. It's just like funny. I don't even know. But she's like picking the pool balls up off the table. Like, and I don't give a fuck. I'm not serious about pool at all. Like, I literally don't care. But this man is like, no. Like, he's like putting them back down. He's like pissed as fuck that she's like ruining this pool game. Because like, you know.
As he should be.
Yeah. But it was funny. And I'm never one to judge about like whatever. But then they're like also like all up on this man. They're like touching on him and stuff. And like
the 70-year-old?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he was gay. And I'm not like stereotyping.
It's Pride Month.
No, as it should be. But this town is like a very gay town. It's like literally like where like a lot of gay people live. Your uncles live there. Yeah, my 2 uncles live there and they own a restaurant there. They just sold it actually. It's sad. That was the last time I'll ever get to go there, which is like upsetting. But it's okay. They want to retire, which I get.
Good for them.
Yeah. So
what a goal.
Yeah, owning a restaurant is so much work. I like think like I've heard like what they go through and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. And it's like a small town in Michigan. I cannot imagine like in New York City or something. But anyway, so that was like Michigan, and then we drove back. It was brutal. But I have been having I woke up in Michigan. Like, it kind of ruined my Michigan experience because, again, we were only there for like 2 days. The first day we were there, I woke up and it was like 3 a.m. and my chest is on like fire and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like laying completely like flat or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, I'm having reflux. Like, damn. And so I've had this like maybe literally 2 other times in my life. And it's been like so minor. It's like, I'm kind of feel it like a little bit. I'm like, like I ate like really close to going to bed and I was laying down or something. So then I'll just sit up for like 20 minutes and it's like gone usually. Like that's what's happened in the past. So I'm like, I sit up and I'm like, okay, like whatever. It's like 3 a.m. and it will not go away. It was probably like 3 hours at this point. I'm sitting there like trying to get it to go away and I like can't do anything but just like sit there in pain. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any medication for this. This is the smallest town in the world. I'm like texting Jazz because you were awake because I think you had just gotten back from your cruise. So I'm like, what do I take? Like whatever, because I know that you and Carly have like talked to me about reflux before or whatever. So then you're like, tell me what to take. And I am seriously, I'm in the car, I'm driving around. Like, and I already knew this is such a small little like beach town. Nothing is open except literally the hours of like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm not kidding in this town. So I'm like, there's nothing open. And every gas station doesn't open until 10 a.m. Like the little convenience store inside of it. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I finally like drive on the highway to like this one and all they had was Pepto-Bismol. So I was just like, whatever, I have to try this.
Just so fucking nasty.
Yeah, disgusting. And also didn't do shit. So I was just like, oh my God. And then it just like wasn't getting better. But then it like calmed down after like in the afternoon or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'm kind of okay. But it was just, I was feeling off. But then I think like now, I noticed this like 2 days ago. I have been Googling, so I'm like getting this information from Google. But I think that like, because I'm telling you, like I started swallowing food, and I'm telling you, it feels like somebody is in my chest with a knife, and my esophagus is like this big. Oh my God, I'm in so much pain. I still can't swallow to right now. It's been 3 or 4 days, and I'm actually dying, and I don't know what to do. I've been taking Prilosec, but that's not helping it at all. And I've barely been able to eat. I'm starving because I feel completely fucking fine, except for my esophagus. And I think that these, like, it's a thing, I guess, that the stomach acid comes up into your esophagus and it burns it. So then it like makes it hard for you to swallow. But I'm actually dying right now, and I don't know. It hasn't gotten any better.
Yeah, I think you should go to the doctor.
I did. She told me that.
I know, but I mean like an actual doctor.
I mean, I don't have an actual doctor. I went to urgent care and I told them, and
I'm also saying this because of your tits.
Well, I'm going to the gynecologist, but they're not going to be able to help your esophagus.
I know, but like I just feel like if all this shit's wrong with your body, this has to be connected in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, I don't think it is like, I don't know, but
whatever, the doctor will know.
Yeah, but I went to an urgent care and she kind of was just like, yeah, that's just how it goes. You have to let it go away. But I'm hoping that, I don't know, I just wish there was some medicine I could take to help it a little bit, because I've literally not been able to eat. But I'm so fucking hungry. Like I can't eat, I force it down, but it actually like, I'm in pain for 30 minutes after, like chest on fire. Tipping culture, we've talked about this before, but it is just so fucking out of hand. I literally walked into this ice cream shop and I was looking for a little refrigerated section. First, I just needed a bottle of water. And I was like, do you have any water anywhere? I asked the lady. And she literally points at this like little cooler. She's like, and I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. I get the water. And then I go up and I check out with it. And she literally, it has not said a word to me, like literally points in the bitchiest way to this water when I ask for water. And then doesn't say a word. I'm like, can I check out? She's like typing it in, all pissed. And then she spins the iPad around. She's like, you can just select an option on the screen. Like that was the first words that she said to me. And I'm like, you want me to tip you for pointing to a bottle of water? Like, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. Like, it's not even a joke anymore. It's just like that. It's become a thing.
And it just pisses me off. Somewhere Chipotle is asking for tips, whatever. And I'm just that's actually insane.
Yeah, it happens at Subway all the time whenever I go there.
Yeah, like I don't know. I worked at Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and I cannot imagine getting tipped for working there.
Yeah, people have. I mean, well, like the economy, like life's expensive.
I get that, but also it's expensive for people to.
No, I fully agree, but it's like it's just like a shitty situation. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because like, obviously, like they kind of like low-key need the tips.
No, I get that, but also then it's like.
But like you like can't go outside without having a tip.
Yeah, and it's I'm obviously so down to tip. We've talked about this before, so I won't get into it. But at most places, if at any restaurant, 100%. But that's definitely wild at like.
Yeah, it adds up really quickly.
A bottle of water. I just wanted to say one thing. This pissed me off. Kind of, it's a joke, and I'm like seriously not taking this serious. So don't take it, whatever. But this girl makes a video, and she's like showing my boyfriend in finance Hallie's house, and ask, like, we're talking about if it's a good investment. And then people in the comments were like, is it a good investment? Whatever. So she makes a follow-up, like, separate video. Did you see this on your
I saw the original one. It's
yeah. So she makes a follow-up video. And I'm not kidding. One, I was just like, I don't mean to be mean, but if this is really what you're doing in your free time.
Yeah.
If this is what you're doing in your free time, like, okay. He made like this gigantic, crazy spreadsheet breakdown of if this would be a good investment or not. And he's like going off of all these figures, and some were accurate, but some weren't. And he's basically like giving this whole crazy breakdown on if my house is a good investment or not. And then in the end, he's like, no, it's not. And she's like, what would you rate the investment on a scale of 1 to 10? 3. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. 1, I just want to say, I've never claimed that this was like the most genius investment ever, because he's like, you can make way more in the stock market. I'm sure that's true. I've said multiple times, like, I don't want to do that because I don't really want to throw my money in something that I won't be able to see
also,
for a while.
like, you can do more than one thing.
Well, yeah, that. And for me also, this is something that gives me a whole new avenue to make content about. And it sets me up for so much content. It's like investing in myself almost, in my business. And so, like, I can't make content of putting money in the stock market. I don't know. Either way, you still can put money in the stock market and have a house. I don't know. But I was just a little offended by that. I'm going to be honest. Like, I was taking it too personally and I shouldn't have. But he was just like, a 3. I was like, oh, shit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not
also,
bad.
Like, you also just, like, simply can't judge if it's an investment or not without knowing other details.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say it's a 3 without having actual information of, like, knowing you and your actual finances.
Exactly. And so I don't,
or like your long-term plans, or like any other fucking context.
I know. And so I was a little offended by that. I'm going to be honest. Like, no shade to them. Like, I'm sure he's smart and right about like what he was saying about the stock market, but I'm just, I don't know.
No shade to you. That's fucking weird to me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I also just don't like people being like, it's a hard boundary of like being in people's business.
Yeah. And I understand the whole house thing. I understand. And I did like not buy it in a trust, which I, looking back, should have, I guess, to get.
So like someone told you to do that.
But I guess I every time stuff happens, I'm like, oh, no one gives a fuck. Who I'm not Justin Bieber. Who's gonna really care to look up my address? And then obviously whatever. But also the Zillow listing, it was very hard to get that shit taken down. I've had multiple other people that are influencers that bought a house like say the exact same thing. They were like, yeah, everyone found out my address. And then like it takes a while for them to like to actually get the photos removed and the listing to be undisclosed. So that was the whole thing. I did get it taken down, but it's just annoying. And it is like, whatever, I get that you can look it up, but I do find it weird people making videos and commenting on my videos. Here's her address, like whatever. I get if you really want to search for it. Sorry, I keep like coming in and out. I get if you really want to search for it, you can find the address. And if you want to do that, whatever. But it is very bizarre to just start commenting on people's videos, their address.
It's weird to continue to share the information. Like to find on your own is one thing, but to keep putting it out there to make it worse. It's almost like, this is how I feel about it. It's like when someone makes an inappropriate video with their child, obviously this is not the same thing, but then like someone makes a video reacting to it, that's just putting it out there for another set of people to view when like you're saying this shouldn't be out there. So if like,
that's so true.
This is information that shouldn't be continued to be shared, but is already available if you want to access it. Okay, access it, but you don't need to keep putting it in front of more people. Like, I'm sorry. Be genuinely so serious for a second. Like, if we don't put certain information out there, it's for a fucking reason. And if you can find it, okay, that's already uncomfortable enough as it is. But to continue to put it out there where you don't know who's going to get in front of it is very fucking weird to me, and it always will be, because you're putting people's safety at risk. And yes, it's a risk you take to a certain extent when you choose to be online and share things, but like if you're leaving someone's fucking address out there, that's fucking weird. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, one day something bad is going to happen to someone, and like obviously things already do that happen that are bad, and like you should feel bad about it. Like you really should, because you're contributing to it. Like you don't know who's going. People showed up to Victoria Paris's house.
Yeah, I saw that.
You don't know what kind of bad person's going to get a hold of this information that's more readily accessible because you've continued to also copy and paste and put it out there, that you're putting someone in harm's way. And like, you should feel fucking weird for that, because that's weird fucking behavior.
It's super weird behavior. And it like phone numbers, anything, like I get you can just Google.
Just because you can find it doesn't mean you should put it in front of the eyes of more people, because eventually it's going to get to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And you're contributing to that. And that's weird.
Yeah, I had that whole situation too with the girl that texted me. She texted me basically saying, you know, there's creepy people out there. I'm not a stalker, I promise, but you need to be way safer. If you have to start
with, I'm not a stalker, and you're texting someone you do not know, and you had to Google their phone number, you're a stalker, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah, very weird. And so
you can make a video and send my bitch too, because you made a fucking video saying you're a bitch. I'm sorry. No, I'm not even sorry. No, that's fucking weird behavior. If you're Googling someone's information and going out of your way to be like, hey, I could find this if someone else could. No, and you could send a fucking DM to go out of your way and like do. It's weird. And you're mad. And then, sorry, this pissed me off, because for context, this girl made a video being like, Hallie Kate's a bitch, basically, because like I texted her telling her that like her number is available to find online, and texted her and told her like creepy shit. And then she posted on her story saying, if you're texting me, this is weird behavior, don't do it. And then was mad that her number was out there. you just did the same fucking thing. Like, that's weird behavior. If you're, what's one thing when like, and I do appreciate this when this happens. People are like, hey, like this is going around right now and we'll DM that to you. That's a normal response to do to someone. And that's very considerate. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
To go out of your way and make someone feel uncomfortable in that sense is unnecessary. And that makes you part of the problem. Like, I stand by that. Like, that's weird.
No, yeah. Like, it's one thing for sure to DM me and to tell me, hey, your address is out there, whatever. But to find my phone number and not, like, know me at all and text me. And then what was weird is right after that, I started getting, like, 3 or 4 other texts. So I'm like, did this girl post my number on like a Snapchat or like send it to her friends? Because it was very weird that she texted me and then immediately after I'm getting 3 texts. And then it's making me sit there feeling, all right, I need to fucking change my phone number. This is so annoying. Obviously, I don't want to change my phone number because that would be just such a hassle to give everyone my new contact and whatever. But if I have to, I will. But so I posted on my Instagram story, and I guess I really wasn't thinking that I had left her number in there. It was just, I was just
also,
pissed and I threw it up.
You don't know that it's this girl. You know, this could be a 28-year-old, like a 57-year-old creepy man who does pornography. Like, you don't know who's fucking texting you.
Exactly. And like, nobody
it's not
knows.
Like she was like, here's my Instagram. I'm normal. Yeah. Just saw this. No, like, and there was a way to go about it and be respectful and not be deemed weird. But like, that was weird behavior.
Yeah, it was very weird. And then I just posted that on my story. And I guess like I looking back, maybe should have cropped her phone number out. But either way, I don't give a fuck. Like, I stand by it because no one knew that was you. You didn't need to get online and make a video about it.
You claimed that being you.
I actually did that.
For all people knew that was a 60-year-old man and no one was ever going to contact them. Yeah. She also, you put yourself in that position.
Yeah. She also texted me. She's like, it's so easy to find your address. Here's your address. She texted me an address, but it wasn't my address, which was also bizarre because I'm like, that's not even my address. But either way, that's really weird to text me like, hey, I know your address.
Yeah. I'm just sorry. Try to picture it like you're just like going about your day and like you're getting that information that's uncomfortable and that is scary, and there's so much safety that goes into it, and like not everyone talks about what happens because when you put it out there that it happened, people try to do more research and dig stuff up and it puts you even like more at risk. But, like, it's uncomfortable and it is scary, so like don't do it.
Yeah.
And contributing to it, like, you should feel like an asshole because you are an asshole.
That well, and for me also, this is my thing because people are like, well, you should know whatever. I am a normal person who lives a normal life who just shares it online. Yes, I have a following, but I'm not Justin Bieber. I don't have a team. I don't have like all these people that can just take stuff down or hack this or do whatever. Yeah. Like, I'm a normal person, so
you don't have those kinds of resources.
I'm not sitting there like everything I ever have on the internet needs to be wiped, like every record of phone number or where we went to high school or anything like most celebrities and people, like gigantic people do. So it's frustrating when like all these people are putting your like your address online, and like, yes, I guess I could have like probably tried a little bit harder to hide it, but at the same time, I really think people still would have been able to dig it up either way because I'm not like a genius to like keep all of that shit really secret. I don't know. And so it's just like, again, I don't sit there and think like I need to wipe everything and like my phone number. I'm so like famous because I'm not, but it's just then annoying when people are putting that shit all over. And it does make me nervous to be at this house a little bit because I'm like, what if like Victoria Paris just happened? What if somebody shows up?
And like it happens to a lot of people who don't fucking post about it. Like, because like then you're just making people like look shit up and find your shit, and like you're putting yourself like in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And like
weird.
It just it shouldn't be like that. I would just seriously like I know you don't take people don't take it as seriously, but like if you're copy and pasting someone's address on the internet or commenting like people's things, how would you feel if that's happening to you? Like if you're living in like your space and like you don't know who's going to show up when, like that is weird, especially because like when you are an influencer, you don't have security. No, you don't have a fucking like. You're just there, like
you're just a person.
And there's plenty of people who are also like, at least like you have Reed here with you, like the people like that live alone, like. Yeah. It's weird behavior, like, and it's uncomfortable. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, I think you can hate somebody all you want. Like, you can literally be like, her outfit is so fucking ugly. Her lip filler is shit. Her eyebrows are horrible. Honestly, that's fine. But I think like you can hate me so much. But I think the one boundary we all should just be able to respect is like
safety.
A decent human being is not putting somebody's personal information out there, or like when people come for people's families and they start talking about people's families that aren't posting on the internet. Like that's also weird. It's like. There's a short little small boundary that should be there, and like I feel like we could all respect that. But
yeah, I feel like we could all just be better at that and like be mindful. Like being mindful while you're not blocked. I'm being so dead ass. Like
I know you've been in her blocking.
I am because things make me uncomfortable, and like at the end of the day, like the further like that I get into this, and I feel like you and like anyone else, you recognize like I deserve to have peace of like safety and like not wanting to fucking kill myself. So I'm not fucking depressed.
Yeah.
Like, and most people are commenting like mean things, like you don't see them, and like, we'll talk about this more in like the influencer episode that we're gonna do. But like, it's not, a lot of it's not fun. Like, yeah, you see fun parts, but like people are really whatever, like just rude and make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and it's that part's not great, obviously, and it shouldn't have to be a trade-off to be unsafe or uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about that in the next episode that we're about to film right now. It's the influencer episode. I want to talk about the whole like Lily Chapman and what her whole cancel me thing and everything. So we're going to get into that next week, but we should probably wrap this one.
Yeah, that's basically it. I'm also, my other life update, I'm going to Alaska. So I'm really excited.
Oh, when? The 22nd? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kevin is coming with me. I know there's going to be fucking questions, and I'm just getting it now. Kevin got a new job. So like in between he like ended his old job, and when he starts his new job, in between we're taking a trip because I don't want to get comments. I have some time off.
Also, people can work remote, people can take vacation days. Like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, like it's just also it's none of your business.
It's literally none of your business.
But I mean, when you come out about curiosity, I get that, but like there's just whatever. So I'm really excited. Kevin hasn't been home with me yet, and this is the only time we could really fit it in because like he wouldn't have to take time off to go up there. And it's a ways to get up there.
9-hour flight, right?
It's a 7-hour. They have direct right now for summer, which is great. So it's like 7 hours to get up there. My mom just got up there, and we're gonna fish and stuff and do some things.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and then I'm probably gonna go to Arizona after that. So that's I'm not home. Basically, I got a lot going on.
Yeah. All right.
Also, that's also like if you don't see us together a lot.
That's why
we have a lot going on, and I'm not out and about. I'm barely even in New York, let alone out here. So
yeah,
it's not some crazy beef thing. Also, I'm gonna cover this while we're already fucking on the topic. I've known about Hallie getting this house for months. Like,
it's so weird.
I've gotten so many like DMs and comments like saying I'm an asshole. I have been in this entire process, like knowing what's up with it. Like I helped with the contract. I was here for her inspection. Like. Yeah, there's like if I wasn't reacting in a way in the podcast, it's because I've known we've been talking about it for months.
Yeah, well, it's like I didn't comment on your engagement. You guys just
found out.
Yeah, like, I didn't comment on your engagement photo. Like, congrats, queen. Like whatever, because we talked about it in real life. I was there, so obviously, that's weird. Also, it's like just not that deep. Like that's fucking weird.
So just anyways, but have a great week, guys. I know like our shit's like been off, but we've just had some shit going on. So have a great week. See you later. And next one is all about the influencer questions. We're recording back to back, so you can't ask any new questions, but we'll answer all the ones from Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.